it's Dasher Dave here again, back for another crafty video. So, today we are going to make, we've made all of these bits, and we've made this, which I haven't sewn in yet, but I will. We're going to make the board that's going to connect to this. So this is the magnetic bit. I keep losing the magnets though. It's like, although every time I pick something up, I think, where is it? And it's attached itself to something else. So it could be anywhere. I'll get another one. So we're going to make the thing, I'll find it connected to something, that's the thing. It'll be attached to me. It was on my watch strap earlier, and then, oh blimey, I've got paint from the last time. And then I found it attached to my ruler and my calipers and everything, basically. So goodness only knows. I have to be careful because like everything's connects to the magnet. So we're going to make the board for here. So this is the piece of card that we made in the last one, where we made this kind of faux patina. Now you will notice that it does have a slight sheen to it now, and the reason for that is I sealed it first with a little bit of this spray and shine, because I did try. So on the, let me just go back to the start. So on the other one that I didn't use, I tried to use some matte medium just to paint on it to seal it, because I really don't like the feel of the oxide paint, especially if I catch it with my nail. I just don't like the feel of it. It's like rubbing your fingers down a blackboard for some people. That doesn't bother me. This does. So tried to paint it on, and as you can see, it streaked everything. So I thought, well, I need to lock it in, because I won't be able to use it, and I won't want to interact with it and touch it otherwise. So I used some of this, which I've had for donkey's ages. Probably had this, I don't know, 8-10 years maybe. I don't know whether they still even make it. So I've had this for a while. It's just spray and shine. You sprays on, and it's not water based, so therefore it provides a nice seal. However, it's spray and shine, and it's a high gloss varnish, and I didn't like it glossy. So I sprayed it, sealed it, and then I painted it over with a bit of matte medium. So this is the matte medium that I used for this, and all it did was it streaked it, because remember, this is water based. Well, I know it says acrylic, but it's still got moisture in it, and this is water based, and therefore it streaked it. So I sealed it first with the spray and shine, which you could use any kind of varnish really. If you had some matte varnish, that'd be great. I know they used to do this in matte as well, but I don't know whether they still do, because I don't know whether they still make it. So I sprayed it with that first, and then painted over with this. And to remove the brush strokes from it, I just got some material, laid it on it, and peeled it off, and laid it on and peeled it off, and like dabbed it. So I got rid of all of the brush strokes from it, so it didn't look like it'd been painted. And I did that all because I don't like catching my fingers on oxide paint. So anyway, digress. Have I lost a magnet in that time? No. Okay, good. So what I want to do is I want to figure out now how big I want this. So obviously I want it to the magnets to be kind of encompassed. So it needs to be, well, the height of the card would be perfect, and then we need to think about this way. So I want to have, so I'll flip this over. This is a very unsightly on the back, I'll just point out. There you go. See, it's like a Jackson Pollock. Which is rhyming slang in the UK. But I'm not going there. So, and to about there. So I have to draw quite a big, hefty line, because otherwise I'll get to it and be like, is that a line? Is that a line? Is that a... It's there, Dave. So... line. Still won't say it. So I'm going to use that as my line to cut down. Oh, I don't know now, because I wanted to use, maybe I'll do it the other way around. Right, okay. Not a line. Now I'll talk about being confused, because I wanted to use that. So rub out that line. So this is not a line now, Dave. Just to confuse yourself that little bit more. Okay, so now we're going to do it this way up. So I'm going to have it similar, preferably the same, but it'll be similar. to about there. This is our line. So that's where I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to use this half of it. Okay, so that way then we're going to have this bit is going to be our part of our board. So what the board is going to be is a bit of a writing board stroke clip board. And so let's just pack this away while I kind of cut this out. Now what I will need to do is I'll need to mount it. It's going to be stuffed and mounted. It's going to be mounted onto here. Now one side of it's going to have a file folder finish, because you can never have too many F's in a sentence. And the other side is going to be this, obviously. So and that's kind of what I want to do. So I also need to cut out some card that is the same size as this. Now I'm just trying to think the best way. Do I cut this down? Let's see where that comes to, and see if we've got a measurement, because we know that the card, well, we say I know that the card is 12 inches. It is. So what is this measurement? This measurement is that. You see that? Can you see that line that I've drawn for some other time that I was doing something on my ruler? It's that line. So this line is this line. It's like it was meant to be. It's like almost like it's all coming together. Dave, don't tempt fate. So, oh, by the way, just to let you know, forgot to mention in the last video. So the last video was me making this. Hence the reason why my fingers and hands look messy. But I will just say, in my defence, because I like to digress, you know, why get straight to the point when you can take the scenic route? That's what I say. I will just say, I can't remember what I was going to say. No, I know what I was going to say. You wouldn't trust a builder that had perfectly soft, gentle hands, would you? So you wouldn't trust an artist that hasn't got some kind of something somewhere. Although it does look like I've got some terrible, like, rash, almost disease here, because some of it's going green. So that'll be an interesting conversation at work tomorrow, because somebody else will say to me, "Are you okay?" Because I have I get rosacea, so you know that I get rosacea, and I'm very, you know, I don't care for how I look these days because of my rosacea, because it is quite bad. However, it is part of me, and I don't have an issue with me being on camera at all. So I might just see if I can take you a photo. I get a lot of rosacea, see, on my forehead, over my eyebrows, my nose. I get it under my eye here. So anyway, people always ask, you know, people at work that ask me every flaming time. It's like, you know, do you want to just point out everybody's imperfections every time, or what? What's wrong? Dave, do you know you've got a rash on your forehead? Have I? Really? Oh, what a surprise. So yeah, I don't love the way I look at the moment, but I don't dislike the way I look generally. I'm obviously not the most attractive tool in the box, but you know, you don't need to be attractive to do the job. Well, unless you're a supermodel, in which case you probably wouldn't need to be attractive, but I'm not. So luckily for the world, I am not a supermodel. Well, trust me, that is a lot of luck that I'm not a supermodel. I would never be a supermodel. I like food too much, so. Stop eating to wear clothes? I don't think so. I like eating and wearing clothes, thanks very much. So anyway, let's get physical. Let's get physical. I wasn't put on the earth to be beautiful. I was put on the earth to create beauty. So he says, tongue in cheek, but also believing it. Um, so yes, my rosacea has just got progressively worse as I've got older. It's got worse, and my doctor doesn't really care. So apparently, because it affects the majority of people, it affects our women aged 35 and over. So the stuff about like men, it doesn't affect men as very often. A lot of cosmetic companies do things to kind of help cover it and that sort of thing, which is fine. But I have worn makeup. I am not afraid to say I have worn makeup. I've been on TV and worn TV makeup, but I've also worn makeup. And sometimes that has been because my rosacea is so bad I don't want to go out in public and everybody see it, because otherwise people do start questioning whether you are the carrier of some unknown tropical disease, which will be what people think that is. So I am not patient zero. I'm not patient. I'm not patient. That joke fell flat because you got the words wrong, Dave. Never mind. And I'm not a comedian either, as much as you think you are. So, So, does that fit now? This is a line. Is it a line that this corresponds to? Yeah, but it might not. It might not exactly correspond to it. I think what I'd be best doing is gluing this to this when this is still full size, and then cutting it down when it's on. But what I do want to do is I want to cover the edges, so I don't want the edges to be visible. So what I thought is I might use some of my digitals again to kind of cover over the edges, just glue it over and that, for want of a better word. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so found the digital. Don't look at the ugly side. Remember, don't look at the ugly, look at the beautiful. I found some digitals that are mine that are like various different kits. Just trying to decide what I want to use. I think these are all just in this kit. You do get some kind of looks like rusted metal, but I don't want to use those because I want to use those for something specific. I thought I'd still got a sheet of the full rusted metal page, but I don't think. Oh, I don't know. That might go. That's the set. So that's printed on inkjet. And this is the one made to look vintage, and then this is the full color page, but this is not. And this is also printed on inkjet, but this isn't This one's made to look distressed, and this one isn't. So. It's part of a kit, but I can't. Don't ask me which kit it is. I'm really sorry, I can't tell you. It's not that I can't tell you because I'll have to kill you. It's because I can't tell you because I can't remember. Maybe that. Definitely not that though. Don't think that goes at all. I mean, it does. It's not terrible. That's not terrible either. But I think that's a bit wishy-washy. So that's one of the ones that is like a distress thing, but that's one of the ones that's more faded out. So I think I might use this. And also, at the end of the day, it's only a piece that's going to go around this very edge. You're not really going to see a huge amount of it. So at the end of the day, do it matter? No, it do not. So just going to tear some out, and then I'm going to glue it around the edge. Stick that down before we put anything else on this board. So it's going to be a clipboard, just a bit of a difference. I think I've done the technique before for you, but if you've not seen it before, then you'll have seen it here today. So talked about my rosacea. What else shall I talk about today? I don't know. We haven't brought any octopuses into it. An octopus. Yeah, see, now I've mentioned it, I have to get the octopus in. Well, you always have to get an octopus in somewhere. So I'm going to put this, and I know it's a bit short, but we'll just join it up and foof it, that sort of thing. Foof it. forfeit the foo thing. Oh, Dave and F's. My surname's Flynn, so like, you know. Yeah. File folder Folio by Flynn. Yeah, I think I just need to glue it though, just because like doing this isn't going to stick it down. Doesn't work by magic, does it not? All right, that's silly, isn't it? Magic glue that you don't have to apply, that would be fab, but alas, we do. So I'm going to use this because this was part of I think it was the prize draw thing, but like that's over and done. And still haven't sent Jez's out. I'm really sorry, Jez. Should get that done this week. So, oh, everything's going to fall off. I wanted to use a glue stick that had already started, and this one looks like it's nearly finished. So let's use this. Oh, ugh, this one has kind of melted in the heat, a bit like I do. That's one of the things for rosacea. People keep saying to me, you know, get out and get a bit more sunlight. Actually, it's not very good for rosacea. One of the things they tell you to do is to cover up when you're outside, and like covering up when you're outside in hot weather is not what anybody really wants to do, is it? So literally, like, I think we're not going to see much. We're going to see about that, if we see any of it. So I really should have thought about that before I stuck it down. Fold it over first. Fold it over, Dave. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to fold it over and pinch it, because we're only going to see the corner. Sorry, the very tip of the corner. We're going to pinch it, and then we're going to cut this excess bit off, rather than trying to flatten it down and it having a lot of bulk. So don't do this at home. Remember, it's one of those ones where I say, do as I say and not as I do. So I don't know why I started talking about rosacea. Oh, it's because I've got the strange illness on my arm. The strange illness that only affects artists and crafters. So I mean, like, you know, come on, I'm not the only person that's gone to a supermarket with something stuck to my face, or a bit of glitter in my hair, or glue on my trousers, or whatever, am I? This is kind of our signature style, isn't it? You have to go somewhere, always turn up at a meeting or a soiree event, whatever, with like dirty hands, because the stuff that we use stains us. So it's not like we're dirty. We've had a wash. It's just hasn't come off. So, or is it just me? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. What's the craziest thing you found stuck to you when you've got home, or that somebody's told you about when you've been out? Like, did you know you've got a Tim Holtz? Well, they wouldn't know it was Tim Holtz. Basically, if they're asking you what have you got stuck to you, they probably don't realise who Tim Holtz is, because they're not in the crafty world, are they? It's like the Muggles and Wizards world, isn't it? Some people are Muggles and some people are wizards, in which case we are the wizards, because we turn horror into beauty. So hopefully you're a good wizard or witch or whatever. So whichever you prefer. Yes, it was a joke, and yes, it was meant to be. Do you not feel like that? Do you not feel that you are like dealing with magic, being able to do these things? I think my wand is a bit blunt, and that's not a euphemism. Yeah, I think this has gone a bit blunt. I think I might have to change my blade, folks. Right, so try again. Yes. sides out of the way. Put them back where you found them, Dave, and then you won't lose them. Can you reach that flare? No. Oh, much better, like a knife through butter now. Cut that bit off. We want it to lie flat after all. Flip it over, do the other bit on the other side. That's much better. Yeah, cool. So obviously work with a sharpened blade, Dave. That's probably a good idea. It has been a while since you changed your blade, to be fair. Let's put it that way around. How much of this am I going to use? There. Oh, I'm going to use all of that. And then I'll need another bit, I think. So, I've really lost my train of thought now. I didn't catch my train of thought. I missed my train of thought. It pulled out of the station before I even got on the train of thought, to be fair. It's like, you know, when somebody says, I've lost the plot. I never had the plot. I wasn't involved in the discussion about the plot, to be fair. So, there was a plot? I mean, this was going somewhere. Oh, look, how just short, just shy, too shy, hush, hush, I don't want. 80s songs, Dave? Really? 80s songs, of course. That's my youth. That is my youth. Oh, it's very sticky fingers. I'm sure there's a song in that as well, but I don't know it. Oh, well, I was going to say I don't know it to be able to sing the lyrics to it, and I don't know it to be able to hum the tune to it, but then I've never been able to do either of those, even if I do think I know. So, oh yes, I think I was going somewhere with telling you what's happened. So yes, thank you to everybody who has been listening to the podcasts. I am very aware that the sound on the last podcast is terrible. And I don't know why, because I've re-uploaded it, did a sound check on it, and it was fine before I uploaded the first time, and then I've uploaded it again, and it's still terrible, so I don't know what's going on with it. So, as a result, I have invested, and it's a big investment, so hopefully it's going to pay off, in a new microphone for the podcast. So it's not the microphone that I'm using now, because that's what we were using before, but we were both trying to speak into it. Now we have one that is a proper like podcast style microphone. So hopefully that will improve things, and you'll all be able to hear us next time, sometime never. So apologies for that, and that'll be in the next podcast. I'll be using it in the next podcast. And hopefully you'll be able to hear us this time. So I've also bought myself a new radio mic. So I've got a double radio mic, which I've tested briefly, but I haven't done a full test of. And I'm going to have to change in order to use it, I'm going to have to change my cradle for my phone, because clips, my current cradle holds it, so my iPhone doesn't hold it this way, it doesn't clip onto it this way, it holds it on this way, and it's too widely spaced to hold it this way, it will just drop out. So I can't do it like that, because otherwise it covers up the bit where the mic thing connects to. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, so I shall figure out I might have to get a new thing, video thing, cradle. Because I film with my iPhone, so, well, I don't film with my iPhone, I film with work's iPhone, to be fair. So it's a good job I work there and I get an iPhone, so, well, I guess I'd get some kind of phone anyway, wherever I worked. But I do the buying, so I chose to buy myself an iPhone, because that's what I'm used to. There we go. So that's that in there, and hopefully that will look seamless when it's all. So remember, that's all we're doing is just having this bit around the edge, and that's just to cover up that grey board, and also it'll stop the grey board from fraying. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick this to one of these sides, the way round that we had suggested, this way I think. So we're going to stick that down, and then we're going to cut it off. So I think I'm going to, I don't know, should I do it? Let's see if I can do it this. Oh, I might make a big ear of pig here. A pig's ear, an ear of pig. An eye of newt and a wing of bat. Right, if I put that up against there, and hold that there, I think I'm going to cut this now down here. And then I might put it through my Xyron to get a nice even stick. I think I might, oh, I don't know, it doesn't quite go to the edge, does it? I was thinking I might just round the corners off because they're going to get smooshy anyway, but I'll just have to get smooshy because I don't think I round them off you'll be able to see. I don't know, do I like it like that? I like it like that. No, I'm gonna leave it as it is. He says, sounding very unsure. Maybe just a shallow rounded bit. Oh well, we'll know whether we do this next time or not. So there we go. But just because I think they're going to get all smooshed up, so the corners. And of course we don't want to stick it down just yet because we've got to put the magnets underneath, haven't we? So, well, not underneath, we've got to have them so that they shine through. Now, I think I'm going to do it on this side, or shall I have that bit visible? So I'm just going to think now, because there is no, there's no master plan to this. So when this is open, am I going to have that so that it faces down, or am I going to have it so it faces up? So I think I might have it so it faces up, and I will put something else papery. No, I don't know. I don't know. This is the problem. I don't know. Right, let's try this. Is this going to be too thick to hold it? That can I kind of hold it? Oh, it's got quite a. Oh, I thought I'd lost it again. Got quite a good grip to it. I thought I didn't know whether the cardboard would be too thick, but it seems to be okay. So I could do with knowing what size these are, because if I cut a circle out of this, because I want the magnets to be exposed, I don't want it to be kind of under it and have that kind of domed thing. So if we could get if the magnets would be so kind as to be one of these hole sizes, it would be wonderful. Don't put that in there, Dave, you'll never get it out. Don't put it in there, Dave, please don't put it in there. Don't put it in there, please don't put it in there. Somebody told me. I think the only way to find out is by making a hole and put it in. Oh, shut up, Dave. So that's the two hole sizes I have. Does it fit in there? No. Does it fit in there? What is it magnetising to? That. Well, that feels like it might go in there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you don't know how happy I am. You seriously do not. There's the one side that's more rounded than the other. I think it's the same shape either side. There. So, I think, therefore I am. I need to just make sure, as long as they're in that kind of corner, same spacing. Remember, there's a centimetre square of metal, so there's a bit of adjustment in it. If I don't get them in exactly the right place. So I think it needs to be less than that. I think we're going to go for about that far away from the edge. Is that enough? Oh, see, this is where you get all giddy, Dave. And yeah, that's fine. I had to see it to just check, so I'm going to put that, I don't know, about there. Oh, that's all right. I was trying to get out that it's not going to be perfect, so don't expect anything. Don't expect for perfection. You're not dealing with a perfectionist. I aspire to be one, but I am not one. Come on, get out of the flaming hole. You know, if it looks a little bit random, it's fine because it's art. It was meant to look like that, wasn't it? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So that's going to go on there. And we're going to need to glue the magnets. So I think what we need to do is we need to put these magnets down first and kind of catch them in that hole. Like that. And hopefully they'll all stay in as you go all the way around, Dave. Yeah, we've decided there's no up or down, there's no right or wrong way up. Oh, no, you have to put it down first and then put it on. And push that into that hole. And push that into that hole. And then so they can stay there for the time being. Then we're gonna no, we don't need to have the magnet bit just yet. We're going to glue that down and we're going to make sure that the backs of these magnets have something very gluey on the back. Very gluey has not been determined at this point, but it needs to be very gluey. So I don't know that I have any super glue. I don't think I do. I'm sure I have done at some point, but who knows where it is. You have to hold that thought. Okay, so no is the answer. I do not have any super glue. So I'm going to try and do it with some hot glue. Well, it's not hot glue at the minute, but we're going to plug it in and hopefully it will be hot soon. Can find the plug, there it is. So let's get that plugged in without electrocuting myself, would be a good idea. There we go. Okay, so we're going to try the hot glue, as I have said. Oh, where's my hot glue mat? Oh dear, Dave. Oh, is that it? It's there. Cool, so I'll pop that on there. So I think I'm going to try and hot glue it. I just didn't want it to be two dimensional. When I say two dimensional, I don't mean TWO dimensional, I mean TOO dimensional. So, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so just thought, whilst I'm waiting for that to heat up, I am going to just put a bit of colour on these bits, because I've just rested this on here and thought you might just be able to see a bit of white paper in the corners, so I want to make sure that you don't see a bit of white paper in the corners. So I shall do that now whilst we are waiting patiently. Have we met? Bit of crusty walnuts. So why have walnuts when you can have crusty walnuts? And also, I quite like, you know, let's face it, it's going to get dirty on the corners, isn't it? It's going to have been bashed and prodded and dropped and that sort of thing. And the reason why I'm not, I know you said I was going to make a clipboardy thing, but I need to assemble it before I do the next stage, because I need to make sure that all the layers are together. I wonder if that will go through the Xyron now. It's got magnets on it. Oh, we'll soon find out. We'll find out whether it takes dimensional stuff, won't we? Right, I'm just going to ink a little bit around the edges. Don't want to go too over the top. We can always add some later. Just give it a bit of colour. It's picking up the join, but never mind, that's fine. The join, when I say the join, is where I've put that little bit of paper in to kind of match the pieces together, but like, I don't mind that. Okay, so where are we with the glue? It's starting to come out. Good. So, is it at the hot enough stage, or is it at the it's boiling over stage? We'll only find out by trying, won't we? So, because we've got to. Oh, I've got to get this. Oh, I don't know what to do now, because I need to put this. All needs to be glue. I can't just glue the bits of the I can just glue the bits of the magnets, and then I can put that in the right place, take it off, and then glue this bit and slip them back over the top of the magnets. Is that what I'm going to do? I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so you need to make sure that when you glue it, Dave, you only get the glue on the back of the magnet. And also the glue needs to still be wet by the time you get all four done. Put it down in the right place before you. Right, just be careful pressing those down, Dave, because they will be hot. Okay, so I think hopefully that is kind of stuck down. Let's get rid of the snaky tail of the glue. Glad I took the time to kind of go over it with some matte medium, because otherwise having to take the glue off that surface would have freaked me out beyond repair. Yeah, that. Anyway, so hopefully that's kind of glued in now. Glued down completely. You know, you can only try these things. I don't have the answers. We can only give these things a go and find out if we've got the right answer, for the right solution for the job. And we don't always have the right tools, do we? So, right, okay, so they're all in place now. They're obviously not in perfect place because they're in different places. But now what I need to do is I need to glue this down. And I was thinking, if I do it with the Xyron, I need to absolutely, before it makes any contact, because you can't peel it off once you've made contact, that it's all in the right place and that I've got the paper the right way up again. Oh no, that's it. That's the top. That's the top, Dave. The orangey bit is at the top and the dark brown is at the bottom. So that's going to sit over there. So would I be better with wet glue? Because I know I can have a bit more manoeuvrability with it. Maybe I should do wet glue. Let's unplug this hot glue gun, otherwise there's going to be an accident. Let's leave that to kind of chill a bit over there. You sit there and chill. Okay, so I think I'm going to use wet glue, but I want more to come out than I can get out of this in one go. So I think I have, let's turn that round, Dave. Everything's falling off me spinny thing. So I've got this, which is art glitter glue. Now the last one I had of these just went solid inside. Oh, that might even be the case with this one. Has it got any? Yeah, it's quite solid. Somebody said to try putting it in. I think it was Dawn. I think you said about putting it in some hot water. I will try that. Just don't have any hot water here at this moment in time. So we will pick another type of glue. I know what is liquid. This is liquid, isn't it? And this will make a nice stick. If we can get it to come out. Coax it out. Leave a few breadcrumbs maybe. Oh, no. Yeah, it's definitely coming out. You were thinking it wasn't going to come out, squeezing it really hard. So this is my 94 in 1. It's my 3 in 1 with oh dear, what's the word? Kalal mixed in. So it's the running joke that I call it 4 in 1. It's the 4 in 1 because it's got 3 in 1 and Kalal. So don't go looking for 4 in 1 because you won't find it. I'll just do it to make it keep it running, otherwise, because it's acetone based, it dries up really quickly. So, oh no, that's the top and that's the bottom. So I'm going to put that onto there, and we're going to push these over that, and push it to make a join, and push that down to make a join. Sorry, join to make it meet, I mean. That down, and then that one. And they don't go perfectly flat because there is a bit of squeeze out of the hot glue gun from around the magnet, so there's a bit of a dome, but it's all right. So I'm going to push that all down. Take that off there. And push that down. Hopefully it's not hanging over the edge too much around the sides and things, but if it does, I'll just trim the stuff back. I wanted it to just look like metal though. You know what I mean. What's the metal? Like rusted metal. That's what I'm trying to think of, Dave. Took a long time. So there we go. So the moment of truth is, are the magnets in the right place, and more to the point, does it hold it? The magnets are in the right place. We can kind of centre it as well. Let's move that out of the way and put it on there because that's wet. Pick it up, give it a shake. Oh, it does hold it. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? So Now I could, of course, maybe do the other side in the same. I know I wanted to use that, but would that be... I can make another one, can't I? Do I want it the same, or do I want... Right, first of all I want to trim this bit down. It's got a little bit of an overhang here, and I won't be happy with it. So, at least all the magnets are in the right place, and it didn't get stuck to my watch or anything. So this next bit, I don't have to sight any magnets. Hang on a minute, where's that? What? I've just found one of my other magnets. You know that magnet that I couldn't find before? I found it now. I was thinking, oh no, these have come out, but they haven't. They're still in the right place. I don't know where that had been then, hiding. So I was thinking I could put that on there. Yeah, let's do that, because otherwise I'm going to be putting some... I'll just end up putting some more green on it, and we'll just end up being a bit samey. So we need to... Do we need to cut it down that much? We do. Just checking. So I need to cut down to here. Move some things out of the way. That's it. You drop that on your hand, Dave. And then, so the construction is always more time consuming. But, you know, it's the fun of it. It's the fun of making stuff. You know, and I get that you're not going to be making this because you're going to be doing your own thing. But that's it. You do your own thing. We can just spend some time together. It's like being in the same room as a fellow crafter. Because I know a lot of you craft on your own. You don't have crafty friends. Like I have a crafty friend, Brian. But I know a lot of you craft on your own, so you don't need to craft on your own. You've got me to craft with. So I think this time, before I put this down, I'm going to ink the edges before I put it down. Otherwise all of this is just going to get darker and darker and darker. I just want to take that white edge away, because otherwise it detracts from the eye. It stops you thinking that it's made of metal. In fact, probably it'd been better with a bit of crusty hinge. Not crusty hinge, Dave. Rusty hinge. Where are you, rusty hinge? Where are you, rusty hinge? With the rusty hinge. Hinge. Rusty hinge. Where are you? Hiding. There you are. You little minx hiding from me. You're not really going to be able to tell, are you? Oh well, I know it was a rusty hinge on the edges. All that searching and you can't even tell. But so we're going to put that in there, on there, and we can just sight it. We don't have to line magnets up this time. I think I might just still use the same glue. Bit of continuity. You also get a little bit more wiggle time with it, and I know this is really basically for fabric and gluing other things that need a stronger bond, but it works with paper. It's nothing to stop you using it with paper. It's actually good with some paper because it stops it wrinkling. So, because it doesn't have a moisture content as such. It has made of acetone, which is basically, you know, not water based. It stinks, but I got that on there. Wiggle it just a little bit. squash that down. Gives it a bit more wiggle time than you have with that white glue. What's it called? 3-in-1. No, not 3-in-1, Dave. What's the other thing called? The other thing that everybody uses. Oh, I don't know what's it called. Art glitter glue, Dave. Get your words out. So we've got this that now hopefully looks like metal. Like it's made of metal. We've got a few bits of dust off our work surface on here. Put that on there. Hopefully it will still hold it. That's the wrong way up. That's that way. Now it's quite thick. Will it hold it? Yes, it will. It's you know, it's not perfectly, although the glue is still wet, it's not perfectly like solid. You can tell it's not metal, but you can't, from the eye doesn't say that's not metal. Okay, so I'm going to have it so that it sits on here. Yeah, like that, so it pins it. It's just a bit different, just something a little bit more different, a bit more interactive. And we're going to have it so what we're going to do now is we're going to use an elastic band to make a kind of a connect. Make sure that the elastic band's got some stretch in it. That's fine. So we're going to punch some holes in the top here, and I will do that in a second when I find. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. And we want the bigger holes, I think. Do we want the bigger ones, or do we want the small ones? I think. Where did I just punch that test piece? I thought I used a piece of something to make a hole in. Oh, there. Will I get that through there? Not easily. No. So we're going to go for the bigger hole. Right. Now you just need to be careful because there's a magnet on here, and this is going to end up like connecting to it. Engage. How far away from the edge? Like that. Yeah. Right, okay, so I need to measure it, Dave. Let's go with the ruler from the edge. And we say we're going to put pencil mark. Now, can you see the count? I was thinking because I covered it in matte medium that I didn't know whether you'd be able to still be able to see it, but you can. And that's where we want the pencil. That's where we want the holes. So they want to be just that side, about. No, we want to go a bit further in than that. 3/4 of an inch down. Yeah, is that 3/4 of an inch? It's there or thereabouts. We want a hole like that, and then we want to do the same on this side. Take the bit out to the middle. Oh, now it's completely blocked up. Just bear with me while I poke this out of my hole. Pardon the expression. There we go. And then we're going to put that in there. Line that up with that edge. Keep your fingers out of the way underneath, Dave. Make a hole. Cool. So we've got these holes. Now we want to just get that very tip. Oh, things are like fluff everywhere, goodness sake. And we're going to put that just in there. We don't mind it having a little bit of a seepage over. The, you know, a hole will go more rusty. Anywhere where you've exposed a bit of metal, always go a bit more rusty. You can always just smoosh that in a bit. You're not going to see it right inside anyway, because we're going to put the elastic band in, put that over the top. So, and the other thing we're going to need is some of these. We're going to need a rusty paper clip. Do I have the size of paper clip that I need? This is not the paper clip you are looking for. That's too big. That's too big. That's the right size, but it's not really the shape I want to use. But we're going to use this one. So what we need to do is we need to put it on one end, thread the other part of the elastic band through the hole. Which way round are we having it? So it's facing outwards, Dave. Oh, you know what we should do before we do that? Rub off the pencil marks. Or at least attempt to rub the pencil marks off. They're not perfectly coming off, but you know, I'd like to say I live and learn, but I won't. Oh no, that's alright. There's still a slight mark, but I think it's more of an indentation than it is a mark. So we want this to be on the outside, so we need the paper clip on this side. I'm going to feed that through that hole. The paper clip will stop it from going through the hole. We go round the back. Push it through, out through the other side. Don't let go of it. And then clip it onto the paper clip. And then we just need to adjust that so it kind of sits in the middle a bit more. And there we go. And we've got a very, well, utilitarian way of holding on a. Let's turn that round so they don't all, it's not all wrinkled. There we go. And that is how we're going to hold our paper on, which we are going to put. I'll just put some paper on. So let's go for 5 wide. Is that going to be enough? Yep, 5 wide by 11.5. Let's see if I can cut that with my paper trimmer. Like a newsreader now. And here is the news. Wide. Put that all up. Make that 5 wide. Get that on that line. Hopefully cut through without it tearing. Brilliant. We'll keep that paper. What do we say, by 11.5? So we're going to cut the bottom edge off. Not the bit with the wide margin. Oh, there's only a tiny bit to cut off. Because it's A4 paper, Dave. There we go. Tiniest fraction off the bottom. And then we're going to, oh, we need to make sure that the holes are in the same place. So, don't need but all of them layers. Let's go from the back. What the heck? All these bits stuck to it. Put that on. If I'd made it like spaced, proper spacing, it would be okay, but I didn't. So there. And there. Does that look about right? Take that off. Does. Put that back on there. Put that all together and make those holes. Except for I can't see through the hole. Like progressively gone through every kind of tool now to poke this out. Just can't find my pokey tool. we go. Hang on, just want to see. Yep, I have to cut that dot out. Didn't know whether I'd made it so it was cutting to the left or the right or whatever, but I'm cutting the dot out. Again, made a hole with stuff stuck in it. I'll put that on there. So okay, so let's undo this. So fiddly, I know, but it looks great. So that's what we want it to do, is look great. Okay, folks, so it just took me a little bit of time to kind of get it all through and lying flat. So there we go. That is our little kind of notes bit. And then I do have another thing just to hold. So like one of the problems you would have then is every time you open that, all the pages are going to flop. So what I did get is one of these, which is, I mean, like I thought I'd ordered one, and all of these came. So didn't order one, clearly. So all I did was I just rusted it a bit. So I put up, like my other paper clips are rusted. So I'm just going to take that off for a second. And what this is it clips on like this. Saw somebody at work with one of these and I thought, oh, I like them. You clip it on there, and then you've got somewhere to put your pen or your pencil, which I won't leave in there. I'll put something else in there, something nicer, and that will also then just hold that page down. There we go, is that? No, I've had magnet issues. Yeah, one of my magnets has come off. So my magnet needs to be re-glued. So it's not going to look as pretty, I'm afraid. But you know, I like to be honest with you. It went wrong. I think if I had hot glued it, we wouldn't be in this. Sorry, if I'd super glued it, we wouldn't be in this situation. However, I didn't have any, so you have to make do with what you've got, especially when you are working on a Sunday in the UK, which is today. Oh, watch has died. Because it's currently, oh blimey, 7:45 in the evening, and our shops in the UK close at time do they close, Dave? I don't know. They close at 4 on a Sunday, so a Sunday trading in the UK is very limited. So they open between the hours of 10 and 4. They're not allowed to trade longer. So there you go. So that's why I couldn't just nip out and go and get some super glue. So you make do with what you've got, and also you can't just keep going and buying new things. And we want it to look a little bit. Or I might put something over the edge over the top of it. I might put something like a, like a paper reinforcer or something like that, just to kind of hold it down a little bit more. Well, we'll live and we'll learn, won't we? Or we won't, one of the two. What I ended up doing is I ended up taking the whole thing apart and getting all of this was all jammed up, and I thought, oh good, I'll just be able to poke it out like that. But no, that's sealed. That's not part of it. They all get stuck in this top bit, which is basically means that it's not a user serviceable part. Thanks, we are memory keepers. Now the new stuff that I've just made, the new lots of middles are all jammed up inside now. So took me ages. There's loads of springs in it. Took me ages to take it apart. It's actually taken me 25 minutes to sort that out, but I've put it back together again. I've managed to cut out what I need, and I will just say that they were all in a big stack, all compacted inside the middle bit. So we are memory keepers, you should be ashamed. So, because these are the kind of things we shouldn't be throwing away, polluting the environment. So now that I've cut them out, which is ironic, I've realised that they're too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to just cover it over with a bit of gummed paper, just to hold it in, you know, like we did before. I might even turn this into a few discs. Put these in my little hole punchy thing. Take it off there, actually. And stick these in, and then stick those over the top of it, and we'll make it work somehow. We'll make it look like it's supposed to look like that. So there we go. See, that's the thing with these kind, all the waste stuff just pokes out, pushes out the bottom. That one is all in enclosed unit. I was not a happy bunny. So I'm going to put that over there, and then I'm going to put that on top of there. So I'm just going to make these a little bit darker. So I feel like I've been crafting this for decades. But you know, it's alright. We're fine. I'm happy. I'm crafting. So how could you be anything other than happy if you're crafting? If you're happy and you know it, get some craft. If you're happy and you know it, get some craft. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, get some craft. Yeah, that. Bit of that. Bit of that, and mostly loads of none of it. Oh, come on. Maybe a bit of this. You're not really going to see a huge amount of this. I don't know why I'm taking my time over this so much. Just because you'll be able to see the tiny bit poking through the middle, but well, and the little bit around it, I guess. So I'm going to stick these, and these are just to anchor that down. Otherwise, it's just going to do the same thing again. It's going to pop off. So if I don't put that round like that, do something that sits over the top of it, couldn't I? Something made of cardboard that I can push it down with, like this. Where's that thing there? Like that. Put that over there and push it down. There we go, just like that. And we'll do that again. Lick it, stick it, press it, bop it. I feel like I'm doing that toy. That's alright, they look quite rivety now, doesn't it? Oh, that actually does look quite rivety. You're licking the wrong thing, Dave. Just put everything in your mouth, Dave. You just put it in your mouth and lick it, it's fine. No, that one's a bit off centre. I hope you see the point of this. This was just to kind of be able to push it down on all sides, so I didn't get it so creasy. There is a solution to everything. Everything has a solution. So now we're going to need to glue these down. So I just cut these out of this. So they're not actually sticky. They're not like gummed paper. So I'm just going to take a bit of glue and stick that on the back of there. Put that around that. And hopefully it looks kind of like it was meant to be like that now. Sorry, gone quiet because I'm concentrating. There we go. Yes, I like that. You know something, I even might, to make it look less rivety and more like a screw, I might just do a bit of trompe-l'oeil, trick of the eye, make it look like it's supposed to be a screw. Let me see where I'm going with this. Don't want it to be too uniform. There we go. So we've got like this kind of screw effect now. It looks like it's holding it together, and that's all to just hide the little issue of the magnets coming off. They should now be firmly in there. That should hold that. It does. And there we go. So we've done another bit. So I think this is still on, isn't it? It is. So I've turned that off because otherwise we'll have like a thermal meltdown going on. I've dropped something else. Who knows? It could be my leg falling off this time. Oh, that's the bit I was looking for earlier. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I know it was a bit random, a bit out there, a bit. You weren't quite sure where I was going with things. I had to repair on the hoof, but like, you know, that's what makes us talented. You learn more from your mistakes than you do from the things that go right in your life. So I hope you've enjoyed what we've done. We will be doing some more obviously on this thing. It's not finished, but I am going to be doing other things in between as well, and etc. So Friday's video probably won't be this. It's going to be something a little bit different again, something else, but that's what we've made today. So this comes out, it's a little note thing. We've got a little place to put our pen. Pop that back into there. I'm going to try and find an old pencil that I can kind of make look even older and stick that in there, and then that's going to fold into there. That folds around there, and we've still got loads of space. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, you know what, there is a button that tells me that, so give it a thumbs up, and thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to comment if you so desire. You don't have to comment, but if you are here, I really do appreciate you giving it a like, and I will see you all in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And guess what? Guess what was missing from the last video? I forgot to say it. What was going on? It's because Brian came in and asked me about a cup of tea, and I kind of got distracted and forgot which bits I hadn't said. So thanks very much, folks. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of hugs. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.